can't avoid it, but you can proactively identify and manage it by partnering with a leading insurance expert that understands your business and its clients. Someone that supports you, strengthens you, and adds value beyond the expected. A partner with a track record of over 102 years of delivering insurance good and proper. A partner like Santam. As a leading insurer, we provide a diverse range of insurance products, services, and segment solutions for individuals, businesses, and corporates, here and internationally. All supported by a diverse set of insurance skills, world-class underwriting, modern IT infrastructure, and superior claims-paying capabilities. We use our diverse distribution channels to reach different markets, giving intermediaries the tools to manage and grow their business through our unique approach to partnerships. Santam selectively partners with a reliable network of suppliers to help your clients when life happens. Together, we are there for them 24/7 with a range of SOS services for any emergency. We've also built our own data analytics capability to manage risk and pricing, and a risk assessment app to help you accurately assess your clients' needs. What else? Our specialist business is the largest provider of specialized insurance solutions across Africa. We provide risk solutions specific to the needs of niche businesses across a range of industries. Santam Agriculture is also the leading agriculture insurer in South Africa, with its unparalleled reputation as the market leader. We insure over 50% of all crops in South Africa. As a business, we're committed to the future growth and sustainability of our industry. We've partnered with global organizations to increase our focus on sustainable insurance practices. We promote societal resilience by investing in initiatives that have a positive social and environmental impact. Working with municipalities, we teach disaster risk management through our Partnership for Risk and Resilience initiative, and drive transformation in our industry through our Santam Black Intermediary Development Initiative. As a risk expert, you're important to the success of our business. We appreciate the valuable role an intermediary plays in providing independent advice and offering tailored solutions for your clients. And working together, we're even better at delivering insurance good and proper.
Good morning to all of you, and thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate today incredible, incredible people who have really defied the odds and made amazing progress. My name is Joanne, and I'm delighted to be your host as we are enjoying the Gauteng and National Intermediary Awards for Santam. Now, yes, today is about celebration, but to do that, let's just create a little bit of context. So I saw your slogan, Insurance Good and Proper, and I thought, why would they invite an ex-beauty queen from 20 years ago to come and host this event? Now, firstly, I think Santam realized that in terms of risk and risk aversity, I'm probably not the most risk-averse person, as I've had 4 children in 6 years, and I thought, you know what, compared to being at home with my kids, this is much more fun. But no, on a serious note, I thought, what an incredible opportunity to come and celebrate you. The intermediaries have done so much work to help us all live life fully, because of course we all realize that we can live a good life, but risk is part of life. So how to mitigate and how to manage that risk, that's something that we all have to really work on. So yes, I was thinking about this entire year, these past 18 months that we've been through, and I realized that yes, we've all had to deal with risks, we've all had to think very differently, and to me, I've realized that I'm stronger than I thought I was. I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt who said, only when you put someone in hot water, you realize their true strength. And I think for you as the intermediaries, you've been put in a lot of hot water, but you have absolutely shown that your true strength is in how strong you've brewed your tea. And that we'll discuss as the morning progresses and find out just how well you've done. They say live wisely with risk. Opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. I've got on my dancing shoes today, and I think you as the intermediaries of Gauteng and nationally have had on your dancing shoes as you've seen the opportunities, you've danced with it, and you've taken everything in your stride. So yes, for me, this past year has been a year of learning about myself. I had our fourth child in October 2020, and I remember I was sitting in a board meeting breastfeeding, so yes, I am quite risque. I was sitting in my board meeting, and at that point in time when we had to vote on the financial statements, my little baby put her hand up and I realized that she had voted and she was the future. But what I wanted to illustrate is that things changed tremendously this year. We went from a time where everything was very controlled to a point where we all have to learn how to live life differently. We all understand the risks of working from home when your children are running in, saying obscene things, asking for screen time, and showing the actual vocab that we teach them at home. It has been an interesting time for us to also realize that risk is part of everything we do. I said to my husband, it's so interesting. We use this incredible benefit that you guys have where if you're parking your car, you didn't have to pay as much in terms of your insurance. And my husband, though, bless his heart, he's an orthopedic surgeon, he managed to crash our car in the driveway. So yes, when you think you've avoided risk, it finds you right there. He literally reversed into somebody in our driveway. But what it comes down to is risk is part of life, and we have to learn how to live with it cleverly. Take risks. If you win, you will be happy. If you lose, you will be wise. And that's one of the best quotes I've heard. It's an anonymous quote. I have realized as well, I love stealing ideas from different places. They say to steal ideas from one person is plagiarism. To steal ideas from many people is research. So I've done my research and I've got some great quotes here on risk. One of my favorite quotes, I would say, is Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, do one thing every day that scares you. Today, I'll be climbing on a flight with my kids in tow and flying all the way to go and introduce our youngest to her grandparents for the first time. So yes, we do things that scare us. We do things that might be considered risky. But if we don't, we won't live as full a life. And thank you to all of you as the intermediaries who are making sure that people are living a full life and making sure that their risks are mitigated so that they do that with a clear conscience and a good heart. But yes, when it comes to risk, I'm going to be a little bit risky, and I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite people from the Western Cape. I grew up in Cape Town. I'm from the mother city. As I said, having 4 children, I just went literally and I said, mother city, I'll have 4 children. Another couple who have 4 kids, Khatip and Marai. Khatip and Marai was sitting there the one day, and Marai said to Khatip, Khatip, you don't write me original love letters anymore. It's always roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. As you can hear, my accent is from carefully cultivated top billing presenting over a number of years. But Khatip says to Marai, Marai, you know I love you. I always want to show my appreciation. And she says, Khatip, but show me, be original. And he comes up with this. He says, Marai, roses are red, lilies are white. Your teeth, they like stars. They come out at night. You guys are the stars, but we're not coming out at night. We're coming out now on this beautiful morning to celebrate you and celebrate all the incredible work that you have done. They say only in the darkest skies do you see the brightest stars, and you indeed are the brightest stars for our Gauteng and National Intermediary Awards. So yes, I can go on chatting and I love speaking, but this has been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me to say thank you to you, the intermediaries, who really have done phenomenal, phenomenal work. I'm joined by a very handsome man on stage. I've got an incredible panel of people that I'll introduce as the morning progresses. But for now, I want to say this. If I had met this man before I'd met Michael Mol, I don't think Michael Mol would have been the famous top billing presenter that he is. No. This man is an incredible, incredible man. He's standing here looking at me saying, please stop speaking, Joanne. And I'll do that in 47 seconds. But for now, please do give me the absolute privilege of introducing to you Edward Gibbons, the Executive Head of Commercial and Personal. Please welcome him. Edward, over to you.
Thank you, Joanne. It's really a privilege to have you here. I really like that introduction. I'm doing the scariest thing for the day by just doing the introduction. So I'm listening to you. It's really a privilege. I suppose this is the closest I will get to top billing.
You're doing well.
Really glad to have you here. Thanks for sharing the stage with me. Welcome to all our intermediaries and our Santam colleagues. It's really great for me to be with you, and I mean that. It's really great to be with you. When I left home and I said goodbye to my wife, Lizelle, she actually looked very happy to see me go. I thought that was quite special. And driving from Stellenbosch to the studio here, I couldn't help myself but listen to my favorite Ed Sheeran song, Happier. Really had fun in the car. I hope you guys are all well, that your families are well, your staff, and that you're navigating through the difficult times we're living in at the moment. We're all in this together, as I always say, so I really hope things are going well on your side. We also know that in difficult times, ladies and gentlemen, we have to dig a little bit deeper to find those opportunities. And I promise you, they are there. We also have to look a little bit harder to really find opportunities to celebrate. And that's why we're here today, to celebrate the Santam 2020 Intermediary Awards. One of my colleagues said yesterday, it's like having the 2020 Olympics in 2021. Yes, we're a little bit late. Apologies for that. We had to postpone the awards twice due to COVID. So although it's virtual, we wanted to make sure that at least as a team, we're in the same studio to try and make it a little bit more personal for you as well. So third time lucky. Here we are today. We're not going to keep you long. So see this as a pit stop, a powerful pit stop, just to sort of take a few moments to give you a nice update from the Santam side in terms of our business. We'll do that in the form of a panel discussion. And relax, Joanne will facilitate, not me, so it'll be way more fun. And then we'll move into the awards immediately after that. So don't blink, don't take a quick phone call on the side. We know it's the Gauteng and National Broker Awards. I also know you're not necessarily in Gauteng, you're sitting at the beach house. I know at least one of you sitting in London, maybe Seychelles, Mauritius, wherever you are. Please just enjoy the next hour with us. Without further ado, I want to invite my colleagues to the stage and then hand over to Joanne. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I must say, Edward, I was pleasantly surprised by your incredible sense of humor. So thank you very much for welcoming us and just reminding us again how lucky we are that we got to escape our families today and be here and actually see each other in person. So yes, we've got a great panel here and I'll be introducing them in just a moment. But for now, to our panel and to all of you watching there, I had to tell you the most cheesy joke. I see we're a couple of moms and dads here, so I'll say this. Do you know why vegans don't take risks?
No.
No.
Because they could be putting their lives at stake.
Oh.
It's a terrible joke, but yes, I just had to break the ice. A big, big welcome to our panel. And let me introduce our panel to you. We have Andrew Coots, who's the Executive Head of Intermediated Distribution. We have Farnes Kutsia, Head of Claims. We have Pauline Pillay, Head of Operations. We have Lerato Matthews, Head of Broker Services Johannesburg. And we have Daniel Stevens, Head of Outsourced Business. So a big welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be delving into the questions straight away. So Andrew, I want to ask you the question, why are the Intermediary Awards important for Santam?
Good morning, Joanne. Thank you very much. Also, I take the opportunity to welcome the colleagues also on stage, and a special hello to all the intermediaries out there. It's really great to be able to spend some time with you, and thank you again for taking this hour out of your day. So I think there are lots of reasons why awards are important, but maybe to highlight three. Firstly, I think let's never ever take excellence for granted. In a time like we've been through where it has been so challenging, to celebrate excellence in so many places, I think is really critical for us to do. I think the other thing we really want to say is thank you, because our intermediaries, you really matter. Our business is built with you, and a lot of hard work goes into where we are as a business, and we really mean it when we want to say thank you. And I think maybe thirdly as well is that whilst we are celebrating very much the Intermediary Awards and we're celebrating your success, we are also in many ways actually celebrating the intermediated value proposition to our clients. You know, we are living in a world where risk has never been, you know, and Joanne started off so well by the way you put it this morning. Risk has never been greater. But therefore also the opportunity cost of never having risk has never been worse. And so the value proposition that we are providing to our clients has never been more important. So let's also know that we're celebrating a purpose that we have, that we're living every day. Getting up and going to work makes a difference for many, and you're part of that. So let's celebrate that too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andrew. I'm actually going to say this, Andrew. If we were doing a Mr. Santam competition, that answer would have won you the crown. So very, very true. But I think what you said is so topical and so true that what you are doing now is even more valuable than ever. Lerato, I want to ask you this question. How do the awards, and I like how you're getting ready, Lerato, okay, I feel there's a big answer coming here. How do the awards work? What criteria are used to recognize the winners?
Well, thank you so much for the question, Joanne. And it's really not very complicated, but it's complex. Mm-hmm. We use different metrics of profit and growth, and brokers are rated over a 3-year rolling scale, where the current year in question is pivotal to them winning or not. We also have a minimum criteria of 3 million rand gross written premium for the gold, silver and bronze awards. And for the diamond and the agri awards is a minimum premium of 10 million.
Wow. Those are big numbers.
The big numbers, and big brokers do win these awards. So it's not just about the numbers, but it's about how well our brokers have fared through a tough time, being 2020.
Lerato, when you're speaking about all these millions, I was thinking about this conversation that I overheard in Santam. And this one lady says to her friend, you know, darling, I made my husband a millionaire. And she's so impressed. She goes, oh, well, Scotty, what was your husband before you made him a millionaire? She says, darling, he was a multi-millionaire. So, yes, thank you for sharing that. But yes, big goals. Okay. And our intermediaries have produced. Pauline, a question to you. What did Santam have to do differently in 2020 in support of our intermediaries?
Thank you, Joanne. Good morning, everyone. So, Joanne, the class of 2020 was just a steep learning curve with just accelerated pace. Now, it was not only true for Santam, it was true for the planet. So every part of the earth was actually going through that transition, right? And there was the mental, psychological, emotional burden that people were carrying that was new. So when I say the class of 2020 was just really the school fees we were paying as we were going along, right? So there were two critical things to consider. The first one was infrastructure and people being our teams. How do we then secure an environment to deliver on insurance good and proper? That now, we hadn't learned that before. We were not repeating something that we had done before. And in fact, we had to do it overnight. So overnight, we had to say, how do you put the infrastructure in place? How do you take people from a work environment to an alternative location, in this instance being home, set up the technology and create an safe space for them to deliver with the excellence that we're used to. Now, I must take the opportunity to commend that. I think we have done tremendously well in securing that as quick as we did and creating that safety net to provide the service so our intermediaries could actually deliver with confidence, right? So that was the first one. The second one, of course, was the evolving needs of the intermediary and the clients, because what you found was traditionally, there was a degree of support that was required, and now that was changing. So I'll give you just two examples. The first one was the increased need for retention. So suddenly, there was this absolute need to have huge amounts of skilled resources on the retentions front at a scale that didn't exist before. So we had to mobilize that environment, reorganize our business to say, how do we support that? From a policy administration perspective, the numbers just shot up. So where you would touch a policy twice, we were now touching a policy 5 times in a 30-day period, because that was the client need, the evolving client need. And to create that landscape to support that, to create the skilled infrastructure to respond to that evolving need was just something that I think we did remarkably well. I mean, the results speak for themselves, Joanne. We delivered greater than 90% service level against a difficult backdrop with the terrain of people working from home. Our quality was at 95%. That was not a mistake, that was deliberate. We, in fact, created so much of support for people working from home so that they could deliver with quality. And then, of course, I think the thing that I just sincerely want to extend the absolute heartfelt gratitude on is the feedback that we receive from brokers. I mean, the compliments we got over the time, just providing that service and providing that security really made all of the difficult things well worth it. So that's just a little bit of insights in terms of what we've done.
Pauline, thank you very much. And it's reassuring and exciting to know that people were really delivering excellence in these very hard times. Vanus, en ek neem aan ek kan 'n bietjie Afrikaans met jou daar praat, nee hè? No, but Vanus, I'm going to ask you in English. We're going to leave that for afterwards. At least with no motor claims this last year, besides my husband, and you guys handled that claim very quickly and very well, you guys had a break. What lessons will the claims team or Santam take out of 2020?
Maybe I should just respond to that break first.
Yes.
So, I guess if we have to choose between another year of CBI claims, Andrew, contingent business interruption claims, or lots and lots of motor claims, I'll take the motor claims any day. And I guess in that probably lies some of our biggest lessons was in the contingent business interruption claims. You made an anonymous quote there saying that losing leads to wisdom. I think we as a claims team, Santam as a company, and I think the industry overall learned a great deal and has grown in wisdom. I think we've got a very different perspective now in that little word called unlikely, the unlikely event. I think we've learned a lot about a very rapidly changing risk landscape and about uninsurable risks. But a lot has been said about that over the last few weeks and months. So I think let's focus on some of the other lessons. You've touched on it, Pauline. I think to me, one of the biggest learnings was about people's ability to adapt in adverse times. We've been grappling with this whole thing about creating a new world of work, you know, especially for the newer generations, being able to put them at home. And we were debating, how are we going to manage them? How are we going to manage this new generation that wants to sit at home and work there? How are we going to trust them? How are we going to ensure quality? And in a matter of 2 weeks, Pauline and myself and some of the other colleagues, as she said, had to put thousands of people at home to start working. Another big lesson, Kevin, our CIO, is not here today, but if you told us 2 years ago that we'll be able to deliver the biggest claims system deployment in Santam's history and do so successfully from home, I would have told you, you're smoking something. And we managed to do so. We managed to deliver our new Guidewire Claims Center non-motor capability, roll it out basically flawlessly, along with a whole bunch of new digital assets, improvements to our website, to our portals for brokers and clients, some new fancy capability on our client apps. You know, people are resilient. And if it wasn't for the partnership as well, and how our brokers stepped up on the other side to join us in this new way of work, you know, it proved to me that people are very resilient.
That is very true. I think we've all been surprised at our capabilities and our resilience in these times. So a very good answer there. Thank you very much. Vanus, you might actually be challenging him for Mr. Santam. So I've got your back. I've got your back. Okay. Lerato and Daniel, this question I actually want to pose to the both of you. What are the secrets to achieving growth in our current market and also going forward?
Well, Joanne, if I can go first, it is quite a secret, but it's a very well-known secret in the broker world, is that in trying times where things are changing, how you adapt and evolve determines how you're going to go in the next few days and few years and few months to come. So the willingness to unlearn what we've learned and adopting to change is important for our broker world, because we need to recognize and acknowledge the fact that the broker's advice is the most important thing. So we've adopted many digital tools and are going on many journeys to empower the broker to free up their hands so they can be good at what they do, build relationships, retain more of their clientele, and also evolve their business to fit into the new world of working.
Dan, you want to add to that?
Yeah, thanks, Joanne. Yeah, growth is, what we, I think, been, challenged with over the last year, but just in terms of the question, I would, I'd like to answer it in terms of 3 R's, right? We in Santam talk a lot about triple R's. It says it's not risk reduction requirements, because I know the brokers are taking a sip of the coffee at the moment. But yeah, it's the one is really retention of existing clients. I think for us, that is key. I don't think it's news that it's more expensive to attract a new client than it is to retain an existing client. So, from a broker and from a insurer perspective, retention has been our focus. In outsourced business specifically, we've got a couple of initiatives that we're running with brokers that we try to retain what we've got with them. So point is retention is important. And then renewal. I think the renewal of the policy is also very important. We're selling an intangible product. It's something it's a promise to pay. It's not a bottle of Coke. It's something that's it's not visible. So I do think that the renewal process gives an opportunity for the broker to engage with the client. And that also then feeds back into the retention. I this week had a discussion with my broker and my renewal, personalized renewal. It took him a while to get an appointment, but eventually he was very persistent in terms of putting the time in my diary, and eventually I sat down with him, obviously via Teams. After that discussion, I really appreciated the fact that I was able to have that discussion with him, because we fixed a couple of things on the policy. So, just in terms of growth, I'm not necessarily going to go and run around and look for a cheaper quote, because I've got a relationship with this broker. And then lastly, it's very early in the morning to swear, but it's the third R, which is the regulatory and compliance matter. I think it's not something we can ignore, and I think brokers that are successful in terms of managing that part of the business, being compliant, it's a critical part in terms of making sure that their businesses are sustainable. We've got POP here, we've got TCF, we've got PPR. I know some of the guys I personally I feel sometimes I need CPR when dealing with all of
or
these
WTF.
It's something that we are inundated with, but it's part of the way we do business. So I do think having a handle on those three areas is important.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Daniel. And that does make sense. I think it's also reassuring to know that you sit and you go over your policies and sort of make sure that everything's in order. Pauline, a question for you.
Sure.
What is operations doing to support and drive these growth themes identified?
Thanks, Joanne. So I absolutely love this part, right? Because I think these times that we go through is no different to what was experienced for mankind in history, and how that catapulted human beings into a different type of environment, right? To a more successful environment. So I think that these times present such amazing, unique opportunities. So earlier in my previous question, I spoke about the 700 people that we have in our team. Now, we have highly skilled people in this team, multiple locations. We deal multi-channel, multi-platform, different lines of business, different classes of business. And really what we do from an operations perspective is we respond to the operational needs of targeted and very specific different various types of relationships according to a broker's channel of choice. So it's a tailor-made solution. Now, both Lerata and Daniel spoke about retention, and I do want to talk about getting the basics right. So at the minimum, you have to get the basics right. At a minimum, you have to be consistent. And so that's the thing we strive for first and foremost, right? From a renewal and a retention perspective, it is how do we create the capabilities to support this emerging trend, and what is required to make it easier for our intermediaries. Joanne, the reality is, our intermediaries are our partners. We build this business together. Everything we do is about making you as the intermediary better to the client, enabling you to deliver something that's significantly better than what's out there in the market. So as a partnership, that is what we exist for. So everything we do will be designed around that. I do want to just talk about digital. So from a digital perspective, we've invested quite a lot in digital. Now the purpose for it really is, if I could capture it in 3 points. The first point is, if we consider that we're doing artificial intelligence and robotics, that part we do for speed of decision making. You don't see it, and it's not about you speaking to the robot, but we do it in the back end. So what could have taken a 20-minute interaction will now be 5 minutes. What that does is it frees up the intermediaries to spend time on things that they want to from a growth perspective. So that's the first one. The second one is the self-help service. We're very thoughtful in the things that we design and build. We spend a lot of time critically looking at the stuff. And what that does is allows the intermediary to service the client anywhere, anytime. So that anywhere, anytime as an evolving society will be placed. And of course, the third one is for us to unpack our engagements with our intermediaries and establish where do we improve. So that idea of consistently looking for blockages, consistently identifying the wastage that actually destroys value. In the end, that's what we will spend our time on. I do want to reach out to say, I said it earlier, we exist to work as a partnership. Reach out as we build, because we must build together for whatever the new future looks like.
I really like that. Thanks, Pauline. The new future. So we're focusing on that. Vanus, ek kom na jou toe. I sort of feel like jou aanstem met Guy gee vir my nog 'n R50 komplimente. Vanus, you made brief mention in your previous answer of work being done on the claim center. What can intermediaries and clients look forward to from Santam Claims going forward?
Right. Firstly, we're still on the claim center journey and still doing so from home. Okay. So we're now developing the motor capability on claim center. The guys have been working tirelessly on getting that ready for us. And in Q1 of 2022, we'll be delivering the motor claims capability. And then on the other hand, you just touched on digital. Now, my friend and I, we've taken this new quote that's going around, never waste a good crisis. We've taken this to heart, and we've gotten great support from our exco to help us to invest in this digital transformation she's touched on. So on the one side, digitizing internally to create efficiency, but that's not so important for our intermediaries out there. The other side of it is the transformation and creating this new experience. In these times, the need to be able to self-service and to auto-authorize, etc., is one of our great objectives. So we're going to do even more enhancements on all of the digital assets out there, more enhancements on the broker portal, client portals, great enhancements on our app that is out there, specifically with regards to our value-added services and so forth. So, yeah, exciting forthcoming attractions. Watch the space.
Watch this space. Vanus, indeed. I think you speak about all these digital things, and I can hear you're excited about the future. And I'm sure if you follow Vanus on TikTok, you can see some of his incredible vibe. I'm joking. But anyway, yes, thank you, Vanus. Andrew, quick question, quick answer. What are a few thoughts and or suggestions that you think will help intermediaries be incrementally successful going forward?
Yeah, and I think it has been covered. So growth, obviously, in our current environment is one of the toughest challenges, and I think Daniel spoke very well to the renewal process, and the retention process came through strongly. I would add to that the leads generation process. We saw what COVID did to the face-to-face channel, had a huge impact. And in some ways, those businesses who were already more digitally enabled were able to get up to speed quicker. I think the real advantage for us in the lead space is that digital is not just something for direct players. It's something that we can all utilize well. So I encourage everybody out there to really look at the data you have in the business, and then utilize your Facebook platforms, create an internet site, create the leads portal off your internet site.
Or TikTok like Vanus.
Or TikTok, or put TikTok on your website. So I really think that leads focus is absolutely critical just to complement on the growth side. But I also think the other big thing I would suggest is that we spend time looking at advice. So price has never been more important in our market, and we understand that. But we are surrounded by actuaries. We don't even have one, luckily, on the stage today, but we have thousands of actuaries in our business and insurance generally. So if you want a cheaper price, chances are almost 100% you're getting less cover. So so what's becoming so critical for clients out there is not just what you're paying and what you have covered, but what you don't have covered. Because therein lies the real opportunity, and therein lies the intermediated value proposition. That you're just getting a policy in the post versus getting a proper understanding of your risk is absolutely critical. So spend time, in my mind, on that advice value proposition. As a risk practice, we have a phenomenal future going forward.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Andrew. I appreciate that. To all of our panel members, what a lovely, insightful and energetic conversation. and we really appreciate that. We're coming now to what we've been looking forward to this whole morning. Not saying that this was just background dancing. This was amazing. But our Beyonce is about to come onto stage now, and our Beyonce this morning is the Regional Awards. So I'm delighted to now hand over to Lerato Matthews, the Head of Broker Services Johannesburg, and he'll be sharing the Gauteng Awards.
Thank you so much, Joanne. No, guys, I'm not Beyonce. Not anywhere close to being Beyonce. But you're the stars of today. And firstly, I'd like to say very well done to all our winners, and mostly every single broker we have in our stable for the continued support you give to Santam. We do appreciate you, and we all the best for this year's awards if you're not a winner today. So let's get straight into the awards, and we're going to start off with Johannesburg and national brokers, but firstly starting off with the Gauteng Central and West Rand region. Now in the Gauteng Central region, we have 3 awards with the bronze, starting off with Hampton Financial Services, silver going off to Blue Realm Pty Limited, and our gold winner, Lionel Isaacs Insurance Brokers. Very well done to Robbie and the team on yet another prestigious year. In the West Rand, our bronze award goes to Albatross Insurance Administrators. Silver goes to Vaughan Reneker and Associates, and our gold award goes to Protectum Marklas. Now, Protectum is one of 2 brokers in the country that is brave enough to deal with the chef scheme, and we're very proud of you as a team, guys. Moving down to Gauteng South region. In the South Rand, we have our bronze winner, Standard Bank Insurance Brokers. Our silver award goes to Shahid Sidat Insurance Brokers, and our gold award goes to Wilmar Insurance Brokers Pty Limited. Very well done to Wilmar on this prestigious achievement in the year 2020. Now, if we look at our Diamond Award winner, we'd like to congratulate Plus Plan, who from a small base has grown in a matter of 3 years to become the prestigious winner of the Diamond Award. Moving on to Gauteng East and the Vaal region. In the East Rand, our bronze winner, Combined Broker Network. Silver, CJ Insurance Consultants. And our gold winner, Charles Potgieter Markelaars BK. Congratulations to Charles and the team for growing this book and getting to the gold status. Well done. Moving down to the Vaal, our bronze award goes to Val Driehoek Versekering Makelaars. Silver, Short-Term Trust Brokers. And our gold winner, All About CC, a very well trusted brand in the Val Driehoek area, and yet another accolade for them. Well done to All About CC and its members. Moving on to our Agri Award. Very well done to Delco Makelaars on yet again another Agri Award. Our Diamond winner, Randpro Versekerings Makelaars BK. Yet another second year in a row with you guys winning the Diamond Award. I'm sure we're running out of space on your walls. Congratulations to Yanni and the team there. I'll now hand back to Joanne, who's going to take us through the rec spot.
Fantastic, Lerato. Thank you very, very much. And well done, of course, to everyone who won awards. Very, very big celebrations happening wherever you are. So, we've even decided to make the next 2 days a weekend so that you can be celebrating and making sure that you're firing up, having a dop and a chop and just enjoying. So thank you, Lerato, for declaring tomorrow, Saturday. That's amazing. I'm now going to hand over to Daniel Stevens. He's our head of outsourced business, and he'll be sharing the National Broker and Administrator Awards. Over to you.
Good morning. Thank you, Joanne. Just to all the national brokers out there and also those in outsourced business, thank you for the support during 2020. We all know it was a challenging and a tough year. I think the word on the stage was mentioned was resilient. I think to be sitting here today, we we certainly feel resilient as a partnership with yourself. So really thank you for the support. I'm going to hand out 5 awards this morning. The first one will be the Portfolio Administration Award. Then we've got the Agri Award. We've also got the Personal Lines and the Commercial Lines Award, the national broker winning that. And then I'm also here on behalf of Quinton Matthews and his team, handing out the Specialist Business Award. So if we can move to the first award, please. The first award is the Portfolio Administrator Award, and the winner is IS Administrators. IS Administrators, I'd like to just congratulate Manus, Sandro and Paul and the team. Thank you for your support. You've done a great job this last year. So really congratulations to yourselves and your teams in Johannesburg. The next award is your Agri Award. And the winner there for the 3rd year in a row is FNB Insurance Brokers. That's the 3rd year in a row they've won this award, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that's a massive achievement. So to Vickers, to Tiens, and the team at FNB, thank you for your support and really keep up the good work. You guys are doing an amazing job and we really appreciate your support. The 3rd award I'm handing out is the Specialist Business Award, and that goes to Aon South Africa. As I've mentioned, I'm here on behalf of Quinton Matthews and the team. Just congratulations to Aon for the support over 2020. Really, Terence and the team, well done, excellent, really well done. Thank you very much. Next award is your Personal Lines Award, National Broker Personal Lines, and your winner, PSG. Congratulations to Rikus, Henriette, as well as Bertus. I also need to mention that this is the 2nd year in a row that they've won the Personal Lines Award. So really, what an awesome achievement. Thank you guys for your support. The final award from my side is your Commercial Lines Award. The national broker that wins that award is also PSG. Again, congratulations. And I need to also mention that this is the 2nd year in a row that they've won this award. Rikus, Henriette, Bertus and the team, really well done. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to everyone's support going forward for the rest of this year. Thank you, everyone.
Well done, and a big, big thank you to you, Daniel. Big, big welcome again to all, well done. Sorry, sometimes all of this education doesn't happen and I still buggered it up. But yeah, sorry. Well done to all of our award winners. And we are delighted to be celebrating with you and celebrating all of your successes despite this incredibly daunting year that we've all been through. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our awards. And it gives me great pleasure now to hand over to Andrew to bid us farewell.
Joanne, thank you very much. Before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for helping make this a celebration.
Thank you.
Just the way you come across, it really is very special. So it's really a pleasure to have you here. I do want to, in the spirit of open and honesty, tell you that I'm going to go home and tell my wife that actually you're really not so cool in real life.
Really? I hope she's tuning in. You know what I'm going to do now to make up for that? I'm going to make you do the dance with me. No, I'm joking. I'm going to hand over to you.
But real pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much,
for making
Andrew.
it special. To all our intermediaries, in closing, I want to use the opportunity, if I may, to close with a story. We are in an industry where so many of you have made a success, and so many people in the insurance industry have made a success. But so many of us also say that we never actually planned to be in the risk industry. We kind of been successful because you're good with people, you think on your feet. Typically, you have courage and you're able to make a plan. And through that process, we've been successful. But I want to confess that I wasn't one of those people. I actually really wanted to be in insurance. And I guess my story goes back is, from a very young age, my stepdad, we moved in and he was an insurance broker for 30 years. So I always understood insurance, but I wanted to be in a way cooler industry, I must confess. And I did well at school and I did well at university. I then joined Ernst & Young, and following that, I went investment banking. You're right, as you do. That was the pro thing. I worked in debt capital markets, traveled the world, saw some amazing things, and then chose to come back to insurance. And I guess I did that because I think our risk environment that we're living in has never been more exciting. There's never been a place in my mind, a career that you can do that can add more value to clients than we're doing now. Risk is absolutely fundamentally in a different space, and our industry is going to go through major shifts. So I do want to say that I think that if we try and take our same products and sell them for higher and higher premiums because risk is changing, I think we are out of a job. But I think if we can evolve our model to be about risk prevention and risk management, shift that inflection point of value from the transfer leg to that risk prevention and management, we can truly bring down the cost of insurance while actually creating greater peace of mind. Fundamentally shifting this grudge purchase label we have to this enablement process for businesses to grow, for economies to thrive, for people to be able to rebuild their lives after catastrophe. We get to make a difference every day, and we get to do it in partnership with yourselves. If this new world of risk is going to be over the next 10 years fundamentally repositioning what we're doing, then it has to be about also becoming risk advisors on the platforms in the ground. And who better to do that than an intermediated practice who moves there? And I agree that we have to recognize that if the intermediary's job is just about that sales process, connecting an insurance company to a client, then there are smarter and cheaper, more effective ways just to be that sales jockey. But it is about fundamentally enriching lives and building sustainability of businesses so we can fundamentally reposition what it is we do to our clients. We are in the space where we need to be, and being intermediated is an opportunity that fundamentally differentiates our joint value propositions to our clients. It's a really exciting journey that we're on, and we are very excited as Santam to want to walk that journey with you. You know, we've tried to talk and showcase a little bit about how hard we want to do things internally to be better, but we recognize we often drop the ball. But what we really want to do is try to walk a new path, a new journey, find a new way of doing things, but with old friends. And that's who hopefully you are to us, and you feel the same way. So thank you for that. We are here to celebrate our award winners, so thank you very much to every award winner. Congratulations to you and your teams for differentiating your businesses and for help Santam to differentiate itself. You've made a real difference. Of course, you are one of many brokers out there, and every one of you have made a difference. So thank you to also all those who perhaps weren't award winners today. I like the way Lorato said 2021, which hopefully we do early in 2022, is still a great opportunity. So we look forward to all the value that can still come. I also want to take the opportunity to thank all the Santam staff for all that you're doing. It's been a really tough year. And you front up as well to trying to make sure that the value proposition we give to our intermediaries can really make a difference. To every one of you, thank you and well done. That brings us to the end of the awards. It's been a real pleasure spending some time with you. Of course, if you have any questions, always engage, give us your feedback. We welcome it. And of course, keep safe. May the rest of the year be blessed, and may your businesses grow. But of course, you and your families stay really safe in these trying times. Thank you again to Joanne, to all the team here, to all the Santam panel members, and to everybody, but especially to your intermediaries and to our award winners. Thank you very much for joining. Keep well.